2022 was a fantastic year to be a fan of driving or riding games and simulators, returning legends, continued live service updates, and fresh new approaches. But the genre we hold so dear doesn't stop there. Oh no, it's time to get hyped for 2023. More downloadable content and updates for your existing favourites will continue, but all new games will also reinvigorate the market. Here then is what to look forward to over the next 12 months. Be sure to let us know in the comments what you're looking forward to most. We're going to start off with the games that have already been confirmed. We're cautiously optimistic about TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge 3. The official game of the bonkers TT Isle of Man motorcycle races, it features a laser-scanned rendition of the daunting 37.7 mile course, but this time 31 additional venues and an open-world exploration mode. Many players have a love-hate relationship with the two previous games. There's no doubt that they are the most hardcore biking titles available, out-and-out simulators. This third entry lands in May 2023 and is by a new development team, using the same KT engine technology. Nacon Studio Milan, formerly Raceward Studios, is at the helm, who created 2021's unique, if rough around the edges, rims racing. One element the prior games nailed was the recreation of the location. Now it's hopefully time to focus on the other elements around that. Assetto Corsa Competizione came out of early access in 2019, RaceRoom Racing Experience launched in 2013, and iRacing back in 2008. A fresh, dedicated PC-only driving simulator acting as a live service rarely comes along, but in 2023 that will happen as new studio competition company will launch Rennsport. Time will tell if it becomes one of the mainstays of sim racing, and thanks to a partnership with ESL, the ingredients are in place to succeed: a serious driving model, licensed content, and seemingly an openness to community feedback. A closed beta is expected soon, ahead of open betas throughout the coming year, and an estimated release of December 2023. Still in its nascent stages, in our opinion, Rennsport could be the most pivotal on this list. When Greek titan Atlas was condemned to holding up Earth for all eternity, it was less weight than the pressure currently felt on the shoulders of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown developer Kiloton Racing. Using the foundation technology of the existing WRC games, Alan Jarnier, who worked on Test Drive Unlimited 2, is at the project's helm. Ambitiously, the location is Hong Kong, mixing busy city streets with twisting country roads across a 1:1 scale map size. Its open-world nature is a first for the Parisian team, and as it stands, no gameplay has been released, despite its known existence for close to 3 years now. Still, we can't just have Forza Horizon and Need for Speed owning this subgenre. It's time for more competition. Here's hoping Solar Crown delivers just that. Frontier Development's first foray into the racing genre, F1 Manager 2022, most definitely wasn't a driving game, but it is a motorsport title. Micromanaging your selected real-world team through one season was riveting. After that, however, you started to think about the possibilities for the franchise, be that an expanded driver roster, media activities, or creating your own team. In fact, we were so inspired we created a separate video with our F1 Manager 2023 wishlist, and we've linked to that in this video's description. F1 Manager 2023 has been confirmed by Frontier's publicly available financial documents, and game director Andrew Fletcher explained to TraxionGG that this is an annual game series. Its first entry was a solid foundation, now let's see how it progresses in year 2. To reiterate, TraxionGG is part of the Motorsport Games group, but is editorially independent. We listen to the same public investment calls that you do, so with that in mind, if you watched our 2022 Games List prediction video, you'll know that we got our NASCAR gaming sequel incorrect. There was no new mainline PC, PlayStation and Xbox NASCAR game in 2022. Why? Well, NASCAR 21 Ignition was beset with issues. Faced with a subpar game, Motorsport Games scrapped plans to release further titles on that technology platform. That meant a new base needed to be created. Still, provided the new plan is enacted, its first release after starting again looks set to be an official IndyCar game. Some teaser shots were shown during an email campaign, but since then, nothing. Here's hoping. This leads us on to NASCAR, once IndyCar is completed of course. On multiple occasions now, it's been stated on earnings calls that the main development team is working on a new game slated for 2023. We'd expect this to be on current gen consoles from the off, and carry over any fundamental features from the open wheeler game. The former burnout creating indie team at Three Fields Entertainment takes all of its learnings from Danger Zone and Dangerous Driving, and instead of a direct sequel, is working on Wreckreation. Yes, high-speed driving and over-the-top crashes are still fundamental to the experience, but since the team started working with THQ Nordic, the scope has dramatically increased. The current plan is to have a living online world where players can create new tracks and stunts in real time in front of their friends. Think of it like DJing, but with asphalt instead of music, and set within a 400km squared open world. A talented team, we hope to see more gameplay throughout the year ahead of release, following our promising behind closed doors session at Gamescom. Forza vs Gran Turismo. It's an age-old console wars debate that's been severely one-sided of late. Sure, Forza Motorsport 7 launched to a wealth of positive reviews, but it was GT's long-term update plan and ranked online mode that saw several console racers switch across. From the green side, when the new Forza Motorsport will launch, it will have been nearly 6 years of silence. Finally though, Turn 10 Studios is ready to fight back. A spring 2023 release date for both console and PC was announced during last year's Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. The trees, leaves and water looked incredible, the dynamic time of day and weather sounded promising, and the gameplay, well, it was hard to tell. The racing game market has evolved significantly in the time Forza Motorsport has been absent. Let's hope Microsoft hits back harder than a shot of nitrous. 6 games in as many years. It's been quite the run for the official game of the US-based Monster Energy Supercross Championship. Milestone is once again creating this dirt bike extravaganza, which recreates the real-world season. Last year's Supercross 5 was a significant step forward for the series, so we're hopeful of further progress this time around with Supercross 6. Indeed, it features something the Italian developers have never managed to enact until now, a ranked online multiplayer system. The multiplayer action is also cross-platform enabled as well, and the career mode promises additional depth. The sequel to 2020's Retro Racer, Formula Retro Racing World Tour, is set to deliver low-poly arcade racing goodness. Originally slated for a console release in December 2022, those versions plus the VR-enabled PC edition will now launch around Easter. Developed by the diminutive Repixel 8 team, it's set to feature 8 tracks, 4 main modes, and several different vehicle types alongside the original classic single-seaters. Easy to pick up, difficult to master, this nostalgia trip is worth waiting for. Alongside the all-new games and platforms due this coming year, there will be several existing titles spreading their wings and arriving in different places for your enjoyment. The superlative Horizon Chase 2 will be unshackled from the exclusivity of Apple Arcade and make its way onto PC and consoles. An open-world Need for Speed rival, CarX Street, will follow suit, having initially launched only on iOS. The current free-to-enter incarnation of Trackmania will also finally slip onto consoles, and it will be cross-platform enabled to boot. The basic but charming Smurfs Kart by Eden Games will also lose its Nintendo Switch exclusivity, with PC and console varieties in the works. Conversely, Circuit Superstars will find its way onto the portable device this year. For family-friendly fun, You Suck at Parking will also release on Switch and PlayStation. That's everything currently confirmed. Now here's what we expect to follow too, some safe bets for the 12 months ahead. Drag launched as an early access off-road racing game in August 2020 for PC, before developer Orontes Games and the project were purchased by simulation service iRacing in December 2021. It has since promised to finish the project and release it for consoles, an area of the market it explored for the first time with the World of Outlaws game. The two main unique points at this early stage are the terrain deformation and soft tyre physics, which react to different surfaces in a startling fashion. As it stands, there isn't much to it, and the online mode is barren, but we expect that to change as it nears a full release. Another yearly sports game based on the real-world series, the pinnacle of motorcycle racing has a strong and loyal following. The most recent gaming iteration, MotoGP 22 by Milestone, layered on the Valentino Rossi nostalgia, with an excellent documentary mode recreating the 2009 season. Yet, it didn't really push the genre forward much outside of that. For next season, we expect the new track in Kazakhstan to be included, but with Valentino Rossi now well and truly retired, the game must look outside of the Italians' legacy in order to succeed. If one licensed motorcycle racing game wasn't enough, try two, and both from the same developer no less. Milestone has returned to the Superbike World Championship scene after a 10-year absence, and SBK 22 was rudimentary. It rode more like MotoGP 21 than anything, and lacked any of the support classes or any unique features to distinguish itself. Post-release, it's received a grand total of one tiny patch. If this returns for a sequel and becomes a yearly fixture, it needs to be much more than a copy and paste job. The World Rally Championship is set to get its biggest gaming push of all time, as Codemasters finally takes the reins. The British team secured the WRC rights in 2020, while Parisian studio Kiloton has continued to create yearly games, most recently WRC Generations. But that deal ends on the 31st of December 2022, so we hope that soon after this deadline we'll hear more about the fresh start for the series. In the meantime, Electronic Arts purchased the Southern-based studio, so now there's a combination of the Dirt Rally developers' rally game knowledge and the marketing power of EA Sports. What we hope for is something that helps make rallying more commonplace and accessible, while simultaneously appeasing the hardcore Dirt Rally 2.0 fans that proliferate comment sections across the internet. We'd be willing to bet our Fanatec direct drive wheelbase that F123 happens, but what form will it take? Senior Creative Director Lee Mather explained to TraxionGG recently that the team is working to a 2-year cadence for the Breaking Point story introduced in F1 2021, so for this next installment, expect a return. This will fit alongside new Las Vegas and Qatari circuits. Scratch away at the surface of the current title, and some long-held criticisms remain untouched. We really hope some serious under-the-bonnet tinkering has been taking place to the aging Ego game engine. We're thinking along the lines of the RB18 of video games, and not the FW44. The top-down racer that reinvigorated the genre and inspired several other titles will return. At some point. Gene Rally 2 still uses a retro style combined with a focus on user-generated content thanks to a track editor. While no date is confirmed at present, it's now available to wishlist on Steam, and the developer, Curious Chicken Games, has started to provide regular updates via its blog. There are several racing games we're looking forward to over the next calendar year, but don't have quite enough details on yet. Of these, Classic Sport Driving is an independent retro-enthused driving experience with unlimited point-to-point tracks and hand-drawn environments. It's currently slated for a Q2 2023 launch. RXC Rallycross Challenge is a physics-focused off-road circuit racing game that's out now, but only in early access. The same applies for RaceLeague, which has a crunching damage model and user-generated circuits. With a bit of luck, both will become final releases across the next few months. Fun Selector, the creators of Absolute Drift and Art of Rally, has also started teasing an as-yet unannounced title as well. All we've seen so far is this image of a track design. Solo-created top-down indie darling Super Woden GP will receive a sequel as well, with more cars, tracks and challenges to complete. For simulator fans, Rev To Vertex is aiming to recreate the twisty toll roads of Hong Kong and recently secured the license to include the Devil 16, a real-world hypercar that is aiming for a top speed of 347 miles per hour. In an April 2022 earnings call PowerPoint slide, Motorsport Games highlighted a 24 Hours of Le Mans game for this coming year too, although literally nothing else has been shown or spoken about at this point. In a similar vein, KartKraft was due further updates and ports. Initially a tech demo by Wreckfest's creators, Stuntfest was spun off into its own game and is currently under development by Powwow Entertainment. After a series of public betas, we expect the final version of this chaotic online driving, battling and flying game at some point in 2023. As mentioned right at the top of this video, we fully expect updates to several live service racing titles throughout next year. Monthly content additions are set to continue for Gran Turismo 7, for example, alongside Forza Horizon 5's festival playlists. But also expect the open world title's second big paid expansion to land, included as part of the Premium Edition and/or Expansions bundle. 3 more waves totaling 24 tracks will arrive across the year for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, thanks to its ongoing booster course pass. Also, Dakar Desert Rally will receive the ability to create and share your own routes, alongside replays, a photo mode and Season Pass card DLC. From a sim racing perspective, Assetto Corsa Competizione is set to receive 2 large expansions. First, the 2023 GT World Challenge Europe season, including 3 new GT3 cars, the Ferrari 296 GT3, the Porsche 911 GT3 R992 and Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2. Then it will receive a GT2 car pack, a new category for the platform, including 8 new cars, 7 base models and 2 variants of the Porsche. The venerable RaceRoom racing experience teased an updated Zandvoort during the reveal of its hybrid single-seater X22. iRacing revealed it will be laser scanning New Zealand's Pukekohe Park Raceway before it closes for good. Automobilista 2 developer Ryza Studios has confirmed a new track for 2023, but at the time of recording, we don't know the specifics. Our favourite soft body physics simulator, BeamNG.Drive, will no doubt continue its early access evolution, with yet more awe-inspiring vehicles and locations. Finally, rFactor 2, which also adds new content on a seasonal basis these days, is expected to launch the current mini John Cooper Works Cup car. Yes, this is a 2023 list, but we know from last year's video that the comments section was filled with people discussing releases scheduled for much further away. Briefly, Assetto Corsa 2 is currently expected for a 2024 launch, as is a Gumball 3000 game and dedicated BTCC title. Project Cars 4 is sadly cancelled, and former series lead Ian Bell's new GTR Revival title currently has no estimated arrival date. We'll leave you with something that isn't a game, but rather a movie of a game. Yes, the Gran Turismo film, directed by Neil Blomkamp of District 9 fame, and featuring David Harbour, Orlando Bloom, and Jerry Halliwell Horner, is currently being filmed with an August 11th, 2023 release date. Following an aspiring sim racer from their bedroom to the racetrack, let's hope it's better than the Need for Speed spin-off. And that's it, every single racing game that we know of coming in 2023, plus a couple of extras. Of course, this list will change throughout the year, we just hope that we get some amazing racing games along the way. What are you most looking forward to? Let us know in the comments below, and of course, subscribe to the Traxion channel for more racing game content in the future. That's it from me today, so until next time, thank you so much for watching, keep it pinned, and have a great day.